All right, so getting ready for this is actually going to be day two. I hate to say that I left you guys out, but this is going to be day two of Margarita Bowl practice. It's Thursday evening. We're here at 2C RC Raceway in Nampa, Idaho. Yesterday was fun. The track was obviously needed love because it was brand new. We're starting to get it beat in and get some grip into the track. So here's what we're looking at for the place. Here's my workstation, my new car, my other new car, new to me, Slash that we all know about, and look at this track. So anyway, this is going to be a fun one. There's one more day to get out here and practice, and then we're going to have races on Saturday. So if you can get here, get here. So yeah, didn't get as much coverage as I would have liked yesterday. So that was day two of practice for the Margarita Bowl at 2C RC Raceway in Nampa, Idaho. But yeah, got a chance to get out and do some laps. The layout's definitely a big change. We normally run a 2-pole setup, so the track is much smaller. We can't carry the amount of speed in the corners. The corners are much sharper. It's definitely different animal as far as running, the wear on the tires, the pace on the cars. We're hitting full speed. I've actually had to gear up on my new car to try and get to where I'm at least competitive on that part. Still need to do some work, but hey, I wanted to introduce you guys to the cars that I'll be running for the Margarita Bowl. Obviously, the first one's going to be Old Faithful, my Slash modified, and I'm still running this car 100% box stock. Actually, we've got another gentleman running a very similar setup that we've been running within about within a couple of hundredths of a second. Had a really fun experience last night. We've got a new gentleman that started racing here a few weeks ago with us. He's actually coming from the big car world. He raced locally in different classes in the full-size cars and decided to scale down to the small cars with us. And he'd been running, I'm just gonna grab this car again so it's in my picture. He'd been running a couple tenths down on us. Last weekend, I snuck in another win. I hadn't run the car literally in months. It'd been like 2 months, almost 3 months since I had run the car, and managed to get out and win anyway, and on a track that I really didn't have any setup prep for. And the drivability on this thing is so good. But yeah, anyway, get in the car. We're running, I got out with him, this new guy, just kind of comparing times, and he was running 2-3 tenths slower. And so I went ahead and had him drive my car so that he could see what it was like, because he's been, like so many people, going down the rabbit hole trying to put in limiters and changing shock fluids and doing everything to try to make the car turn. And ironically, this felt so good. It felt good because I worked really hard, and I feel like I shared my videos for you guys, hoping to help you guys get a better car. And he's ignored my advice. He had seen my videos and he'd ignored my advice. And he gets out in my car, driving it, and he gets about 2 laps in. He goes, "Oh my God, this car turns." And really fun to hear. And so he's actually going to go ahead and change out his car and put the setup on it, because he was absolutely blown away by how well the car performs. So the car is fast. The setup, and like I said, 100% box stock. I am still running the original tires. This car has the first original set of tires on it. It's still got the original shock fluids in it. I haven't changed out the dip fluid because why do I need to? It's 50. The thing is still in, I obviously take really good care of it, but it's in amazing repair. My tape job this was some pretty cheap tape. Keep the car from rolling, because I do run, the car was super edgy. I actually was trying to wear my tires down a little bit even last night, so I had a super edgy setup on it, so it was really wanting to roll, but running super fast. Ironically, he ran 2/10 quicker with my setup in my car than I ran. Obviously, I was being a little more cautious in my driving. I wasn't worried about doing the fastest laps. I was more worried about just figuring out line and figuring out how to drive the track and keeping the car out from crashing. But the other car that I want to introduce you guys to, obviously you have seen my Losi 22S, but with the original graphics on it. But here's this thing with my race graphics on it. Super excited with how this thing came out. These cars look absolutely incredible. It's just astonishing. Look at just everything. The driver, they look, I see videos now and pictures of full-size cars, and it just absolutely looks like the real thing, which is really, really amazing. Shout out to Losi for what they gave us, because man, that is a sweet looking car. Right now, you know, I haven't found any smoking guns. I haven't found that thing like I found with the Slash Modified, where all of a sudden I'm just outperforming everybody tremendously. And I'm not sure I will. This is a very different car. You know, set up from the factory. It actually, honestly, was better than I thought when I ran my first runs with it. The shocks had leaked a fair amount. Both rear shocks had leaked a fair amount in transit. I did find that my shock caps and actually the bottom cap were a little loose. And so I refilled them, reset them up, and really close to the box stock setup. I actually might throw the absolute box stock setup on it just to know, because it's good. And like I said, my setup right now, not that far off. But yeah, this is going to be a really fun class. Right now we've got 6 entries for this. We've got, for the Slash Modified, I think we're up to 7. We should see a couple more. We've got some locals that aren't good, you know, that don't follow Facebook. There's obviously going to be people traveling. So we've got people coming from several states to come and race this with us. Right now we've got, we're up to 133 entries. So this is going to be a big event for the track. And, you know, shout out to James and to Bill for all the work, 2CRC. They've done such a great job to give us a great facility to race at. And I really, it's so important to me that we kind of make sure that those guys know how hard, you know, that we appreciate what they do. Our track, we get new layouts. Bill changes the layout on the track, usually every 2 months or so, sometimes even every month. And that's a lot of work to put in to give us new layouts. And so, you know, I mean, it's cool. There's tracks out there that are like famous for being that same layout forever, but let's be real, that's going to get boring pretty fast, and it's not going to, it's not fun. It ends up not fun, I don't think. But you know, versus having a track that's able to change on a regular basis. So yeah, huge shout out to Bill, and this is James is doing the oval part of things. So he really has done a lot of work to make this Margarita Bowl something special for us. Hey, the last car that I brought, this was a kid's beater. I picked this thing up pretty inexpensive and did a fair amount of work. Shocks were, literally 2 of the shocks were empty. And so I went through, did a, you know, a good clean and you know, redid the shocks. I actually didn't really do anything with the diff. The diff, everything's good there. Obviously threw my graphics package on there. I think it actually looks, you know, these things look really cool. And I'm actually excited to run this class. This class tends to be kind of a cluster, and there's tons of crashing and tons of chaos. We've got 17 entries in this class right now. So this is gonna be nuts. There's the track's obviously huge. There's gonna be 9 of us at least. I mean, hopefully we get 7 more or 8 more, and we just have, you know, C mains with these things. But as it stands, I know that we're going to be running 9 in one event. If we end up with 17, we're going to be 9 and 8 on the heats, and then it'll kind of break down from there. But yeah, this has been kind of fun to try and figure out. Obviously, I ran a pin tire for those first 2 practice days because the track was still pretty soft, and now it's getting gripped up. Obviously, I mean, I shredded the tires. This front tire still was in the same shape as that tire, and in one battery session, that thing was gone. Didn't get as many laps with this as I would have liked. I do need to find some springs because right now this is an associated SR10. I did change the gearing last night. I started out by putting in a 24 tooth. I ended up going to 26 tooth with the stock, you know, I don't know which one's the spur and which one's the smaller gear. So with the stock big gear, it's as big as I can go, was the 26, which seemed to be plenty. But the spring setup, you know, in those other ready to run classes, I kind of have some tricks and they work. And I did find several tenths in my setup with this car, but I'm way off pace, so I'm gonna have to find some springs because this car we're allowed to change springs and start really dialing in. So this car I need to have super fast. So anyway, yeah, this is gonna be a super fun weekend. I'll shoot out to some more video, and like I said, I wish I would have got more video for you guys. We'll get a whole bunch this weekend, and the Margarita Bowl is going to be an absolute blast. All right, I didn't get much video today, but I'll try and get a little bit in here. Get you guys out in the track. The track is really starting to green up and start turning, really run at the racetrack. We actually didn't blow it off at all today. It stayed really good. They'll glue it up tonight and let it dry, and then tomorrow it's going to be rocking. This thing's going to be insane. By the time we get here Saturday, the track's going to be so good. Anyway, we will see you in the next video.